Hello, I'm Dr. Pavitra Chakravarty. I'm a pediatric consultant here at Bhagirathi Neotia Hospital at Bhagirathi, Newtown. Today, I'm going to talk about constipation, mainly the management part. In an earlier video, we've talked about mainly the diagnosis of constipation and why the diagnosis and management is important. Talking about management, I want to stress mainly on 3 points. The first point is mainly adequate hydration. By that we mean you have to ensure that your child is taking enough water, and that just doesn't mean 1 or 2 glasses. Depending on the age, your child has to take several glasses of water, and that can be found very easily available exactly how much. There has to be a water bottle. You have to ensure that the water bottle is being finished when they comes back at the end of from school, at the end of a summer day, or even when you're traveling. You have to ensure that there's water available easily and the child is taking it. Unfortunately, nowadays we find a lot of children, parents complain that they don't want to take water, and sometimes this is sort of being taken over by soft drinks or by canned juice, which should not be the case. Secondly, an important point is also the diet. As you're well aware, the diet has to be proper, natural, balanced diet comprising of fruits and vegetables. You have to make sure that a child is not taking lots of junk food or what we call processed food. Junk food, as we know, is pizzas, burgers. The amount has to be restricted. Processed food like sausages and other processed meat, the intake has to be restricted as well, because it has been well found to cause constipation. Your balanced diet has to have regular salads, which could have add to the fiber, also wide variety of vegetables. The third part, and one of the most important and perhaps the most neglected part, is managing the child's toilet training, which has been very much neglected. From an early age, the child has to be taught to sit in the toilet for at least 5 minutes, whether there is anything passed or not, whether any stool is passed or not. And this is where most of us get it wrong. Also, there has to be adequate time given. In real life, we find a child goes to bed late at night. In the morning, he has gone to school early, so he's rushing through his breakfast, rushing through the toilet, and not passing stools properly. Most of it remains in the stomach, and that ends up in constipation. The ideal way to deal with this is to go to bed earlier, so that you can wake up your child earlier, so that there is no stress, when enough time for having breakfast and enough time for sitting in the toilet, a minimum of 5 minutes. The toilet routine should also be specified, mainly maybe after breakfast in the morning, and secondly maybe after lunchtime or after dinner time. One of the things which is again missed while sitting in the toilet is the child should always have a footrest. Very often, if the child's foot is hanging from the commode, that does not enable the child to give adequate pressure. Please make sure that there's a tool where he can put his foot and add enough pressure so that he can concentrate on passing stools. A little note along with this also, while the child is passing stools, they should not be distracted by electronic gadgets or mobiles. That takes away the time and the focus on passing stools and adds to the problem. I hope this makes the management of constipation more accessible to you. But if you have further problems, do please come and visit the doctor at the hospital.